If you've been following along with our In the Herbothicary Garden videos this year, you know that we have tried every tip and trick in the book to maximize our space, improve our crops, and get the best out of our tiny little garden. Especially as my kids eat predominantly green, and as they are growing, so are the prices. We sowed our seeds super early, like probably earlier than we should have, and grew them on in our conservatory until they were ready to go outside, much to hubby's disappointment as I covered every single counter in the house. I grew more cold hardy crops or cold tolerant crops in this bed that is built above our composter, so it's actually heated. So we managed to get peas, carrots and onions as early as April. We propagated suckers, popping them in water, did the same with any food scraps like spring onion bottoms, cabbage bottoms, bok choy. We even bought store-bought herbs and split them and potted them on. Grew up every single surface and used some interesting trellis ideas. This is an old bed base. Grew up every single fence that we could. Even bought these wall hanging pockets so that we could grow up other fences as well. Brought in every single propagating flower that we could think of all different shapes and sizes to cater for the birds, the bees and all the bugs. And we even made fermented plant juice from the unwanted section of nettles. As most of you know, I do actually want some nettles. We also tried pretty much every preservation technique that we could, and we've been harvesting tomatoes pretty much throughout the season. Absolutely any excess has either been turned into a sauce or a jam or popped in a syrup for fruit cocktails. We've also dried lots in the dehydrator and canned that up. We've tried water bath canning and for the first time fermentation. But it's mid-September now and the harvests are dwindling, and I was getting impatient as I still had a lot of green tomatoes on my vine, and that's when I discovered this handy trick that I just had to share with you. Our temperatures are dropping as low as 5 at night at the moment, and these poor green tomatoes aren't going to have enough time to ripen, I don't think, and I'm not a big fan of green tomatoes. Now, I'd always been told not to store my bananas with my other fruit and veg, as the ethylene they give off can cause other fruit to ripen quicker or go soft. So I tried hanging a banana peel just over the trellis, and these ones already started to blush, but they haven't quite gotten red yet, and I would like some for lunch and dinner tomorrow. So I brought the blushing ones in, and as you can see, they're not very red, but they're on their way. So I popped them in a box and just popped a ripe banana next to it, but it's not quite ripe, it's green, so it's still going to ripen. When I checked them 6 hours later at 3 p.m., I couldn't believe that they'd already started to ripen, so I picked some more of the blushing ones and I popped them in the box as well. Being impatient, I checked them again just before I went to bed at 9 p.m., and the ones next to the banana were almost actually ready to eat. I could actually eat them now if I wanted to. Obviously, the darker ones, the black ones, are my heirloom variety. They are supposed to be black. So I left them overnight and went to bed impatiently. But this morning, I was absolutely amazed. They were all bright red, completely ripe. And as I said, I do prefer to ripen them on the vine if possible, but I wanted to check this experiment out indoors where I could control it and it wasn't just the sun ripening them. I am so amazed, not only that this worked, but how quickly it worked. So I'm going to be patient and I'm going to leave the rest of those tomatoes on the vine until they start blushing. But at least I know if I need tomatoes in a hurry, as long as I get them the day before or even 12 hours before, that I should have nice ripe tomatoes for dinner. I hope you guys enjoyed this information. If you're impatient like me and waiting for your tomatoes to go red, this might be something for you to try. Let us know in the comments section down below if you've given this a go, what your results were too. We do enjoy hearing from you and we'll answer any questions. We'll be taking a short break from the herbaceous garden and foraging in our next videos, as it's almost that time of year and my crochet class has asked if I wouldn't mind updating and adding a few more Halloween crochet videos. But we will be back out in the garden and out foraging in a couple of days. So hopefully I'll see you for the next videos.